Hey guys, Bradshaw here, and today I have a video response for you as I've been getting tons and tons of questions about these three tires specifically. We have the Bridgestone AdventureCross AX41 tire, we have the Motoz Rally tire, and the Motoz Adventure tire. So these three tires I keep getting lots of questions on. The Rally versus the AX41, and then the Rally versus the Adventure, and which one I would ride in certain situations. I'm going to tell you right now that these three tires are my three favorite adventure tires. So how can I have three favorite adventure tires? Well, I'm going to say that they each do a different task. Now, the longest lasting tire out of this group is going to be the adventure tire, and we'll get to that reason in just a second. The second longest lasting tire is going to be the Rally tire, and the fastest wearing tire, yet most compliant on the street, is going to be this AX41 AdventureCross. Now that's going to be for several different reasons. Well, the first reason that you're going to see is the fact that the tread depth on the Motoz tire is significantly deeper than that of the AX41. Let's get my tape measure out here. If I take a look at the AX41, the tread depth here is 7/16 of an inch. The Rally is 5/8 of an inch. And the Adventure tire is 11/16 of an inch. So we're over half of an inch deep here, and we're just under half of an inch deep over here on this side. Now, when we take a look at the thickness, not the thickness, but the durometer reading, the AdventureCross tire here, when I put the durometer meter on here, we're looking at 76, 72, and 78. So the softest tire in this whole group is going to be the Rally tire. That's going to allow it to really stick to the road better than the other two. We're then going to have a silica compound in here that's going to help it with wet weather traction. Now the 76 is going to be the AdventureCross tire. It's going to make it a little bit more rigid, if you will, or potentially longer lasting. Now longer lasting, we'll talk about that a little bit deeper here in just a second. And then we have the Adventure tire that has the hardest rubber out of all three of these tires. And that's why guys can get up to 7, 8, 9,000 miles out of an Adventure tire when they're getting 4, 5, or 6,000 miles out of a Rally tire. Now, I have yet to see anybody burn through the AX41s to provide really solid data on what type of mileage that we're going to see out of these tires. Now, I can say after the 1,000 miles that I put on my AX41s, they visibly look more worn than that of either the Rally or the Adventure tire. Now, why is that? Well, these tires have a lot more rubber to begin with than that AX41. So as soon as it starts to wear, it looks like it's worn quite a bit more than these other two. That being said, the continued wear of this tire, I just am unsure of yet. I haven't really seen that full effect, but I'm very curious. I've been testing this on a BMW. I've been testing it on Africa Twin. Just today, I mounted these up to my 1190 Adventure R, which shreds tires. So it's going to be interesting to see just how much mileage I get out of that tire. Now, the difference between the Rally tire and the Adventure tire off-road, I haven't really felt that big of a difference, maybe a 5% difference. I do think that the Rally tire itself is a little bit more dirt-oriented, but I really didn't feel that it was that much of a difference when running the Adventure tire versus the Rally tire. Now, I can say that in wet weather, I did find that the Rally tire did stick to the ground a little bit better than the Adventure tire. That's probably due to the hardness of the compound that we just looked at. Now, as far as on-road manners between the Rally tire and the Adventure tire, I really didn't notice that big of a difference either. They're both phenomenal tires on-road. They are super quiet. It was the most round, rolling, quietest adventure tire that I'd ever put on my motorcycle. Now, that was until I put the AdventureCross AX41 on my motorcycle. Now, that's where the conundrum comes in a little bit. Road feedback, I really don't get that much of it from either of the Motoz tires. The sidewall on these tires are super, super thick. I mean, I can barely squeeze this thing and barely get any movement out of it. They are a bear to mount up by hand. Conversely, the AX41 here, I can actually move relatively easy with my hand. And that proved to be the same on the road. I'm not getting a whole lot of road feedback from these. When I'm in corners, I'm not feeling the tire actually move and work against the pavement. It's more of a harder, more firm feel that I get on the Motoz tires. Versus the AdventureCross AX41, I get a lot of feedback from the road. I'm really understanding kind of and feeling what that tire is doing down there. It's a feeling that I really like when I'm running on the street with these big bike tires. That being said, I've never had any of the Motoz skip out on me or back in. So They're phenomenal tires on the street. One downfall to the AX41 is the fact that it is louder than either of these two tires. I get almost no noise at all whatsoever with the Motoz, but with this AdventureCross tire, I do get a little bit of a howl off of the pavement. The other thing to take a look at is sidewall thickness. Let me turn this tire around a little bit. The distance between where the rim starts and the top of this lug is thicker on the Adventure tire here and the Rally tire than it is on this Bridgestone AX41. Now, that thickness really comes into play when we look at going into like deep rocks and rugged terrain where you want to air these tires down in order to get better traction. What happens then with a thinner sidewall that is more flexible is you might actually make contact with the rim with those rocks or other objects, and that could be a problem. Again, what are you doing with it? If I was going to run primarily on street, I would probably go with the AX41 because the feel that it gives me on the road is just fantastic. Now, if I'm running through rocks and desert and a lot of rough terrain, I'd probably go with the Rally tire. And the reason for that is the fact that you do have that stiffer sidewall that allows you to run a lower pressure if you're running tubes without getting a pinch flat in your tube, and if you're running tubeless without really denting and bending up your rims. Well, there you go. That's just a quick video showing you in depth the answers to the questions that I've been getting on these tires since I started talking about them. In recap, if you want the longest lasting adventure tire out there that is the most aggressive that you can possibly put on your bike, go with the Adventure tire. If you want to sacrifice a little bit of longevity and get ultimate off-road traction and a really great wet weather grip that's going to have a really stiff sidewall, it's going to be robust and protect your rims from rocks, the Rally tire is the tire that I would recommend for you. If you're doing light to moderate off-road, not really super rocky and not really at that low of an air pressure, and you want to have the best feeling street tire for canyon carving, this AdventureCross AX41 is definitely my tire of choice. Anyway, just a quick little rundown to answer your questions. I'm Bradshaw. Thank you for watching. If you have any more questions, leave some comments down below and I'll be sure to answer those for you. Until next time, and as always, take care and ride safe out there. All right, guys, here's a little bonus feature. If you were going to ask me what's the cheapest but most effective off-road tire for your adventure bike, I'm going to lean you towards the Shinko, the 804 and 805. I was extremely surprised with how well these tires performed, and the cost is phenomenal. I mean, a lot less expensive than a lot of the other tires out there. Now, when it comes to durometer reading, we're looking at a 74 for the rear, and we're looking at a 70 for the front. So these are very soft. You'll notice that the sidewalls of these are softer than some of the others out there, so you are not going to be able to air them down as much as you would, say, Motoz. But overall, this is a great value price point tire if you're looking to go cheap on the budget for your adventure bike. I have not personally run a set of these completely out, so I don't have any numbers for you, but I have heard somewhere between the 5,000 and 7,000 mile range mark is what most guys out there that I'm seeing in the forums and in social media getting out of a set of these tires. So there you go. Which tire do you recommend for the best economy? Boom, Shinko 804, 805.